There are some e-com brands, some owners, CMOs, some founders who are really mercenaries when it comes to email marketing, and I love it. So they are like, if we can send 10 emails a day, let's send 10 emails a day. I don't care as long as they're generating money. I enjoy working with these guys. But then there's the other side, those guys who are kind of afraid of sending too many emails. This video is for them. For those who are afraid their subscribers are gonna get annoyed and unsubscribe and report their emails as spam and sales will drop and the entire universe will hate them, so they only send one email a week. This is for that crowd specifically. If you're in the former group, I love you. This is not the video for you. I got plenty more that are more suitable for you. So a reader of my daily newsletter asked me the other day, reached out with this question. Hey Matt, what's the optimal number of campaigns to send per week? So, very polite guy, let me answer this question because it's a very good one and one that I know many e-com brands have in their mind when doing email marketing. So the short version, as many as you can get away with. The long answer, it depends. A longer answer, it depends. No, but it really does. There are 3 factors that impact the number of emails you should be sending. Because this, of course, is a brand per brand thing. It's unique to each brand, unique for the stage they're in. So let's break these 3 factors down now. First, we have list size and average order value. The bigger your email list, the more each email is worth to you. Every email takes 1 hour, 2 hours to create, sometimes even more. And so if you have a big enough list, you know that you're gonna get more bang for your buck. With a big list, your emails go to a bigger pool of subscribers, so it just makes sense to send more emails because you're spending your time wisely. Same happens with brands with a high average order value. One of our clients sells saunas. They range anything from $3,000 to $8,000. If we sell just one sauna per campaign, then that is a win, even if their list size is smaller. So now let me give you a ballpark estimation based on these 2 numbers. Alright, so here to the left we have different list sizes, and on the top we have different average order values, from low, which will be between 10 and 50 bucks, mid-range 50 to 150, high 150 to 500, and super high 500 and more. This will be the example of a sauna brand. Okay, let's get started with this first bucket, 0 to 3,000 subscribers. Now I know most of you watching are most likely here, so let me cover the first 2 buckets quickly and also give you a straight answer. At this stage, most likely you're managing your emails yourself, especially if you're in the low, mid, or even the high tier. You don't have much room to hire someone, a freelancer, or even less an agency. So it's most likely you or someone in your team who's also managing other areas of your business, like ads and so on. So if you're going to commit to 1 or even 2 to 3 if you're in the higher tiers of average order value, that is amazing. And then you can allocate the rest of your time into other higher leverage areas like product development, advertising, and so on. If you are into 3 to 10,000 subscriber bucket, if you have a low average order value, and honestly it's a minimum, so subscribers don't forget about you. So when you send them an email, they don't think who's this guy, who's this brand? I don't know who this brand is, so I'm going to report them as spam and unsubscribe. Some brands fear that sending too many emails will lead to high unsubscribe and high spam rates, but sometimes it's also the opposite that leads to that. Then if you're in the mid average order value range, 2 campaigns, high 3, and super 3+, again depending on your team resources and availability. Okay, now we're talking. If you are in the 10 to 50,000 subscriber range, the minimum, if your average order value is low, it's still 2 emails because the volume is going to make up for it, and also for another reason that I'm covering later in this video. 50 mid average order value, 3 emails, high 4, and super 4 and over. At this stage, email is honestly a money printer with this average order value. So you want to send as many emails as your team can possibly handle. Okay, now between 50,000 and 250,000, 3, the bare minimum if you have low average order value products, 4 with a mid average order value, 5 for those with a higher average order value, and 5+ again for those with a super high average order value. And I always come back to this point that if your team has the resources, you should be still sending as many emails as possible if you're in a mid average order value range and up, because the volume is going to make up for it. Next, brands with a list of 250,000 subscribers to 1 million. But let me pause for a second here. This is all assuming your subscribers are signing up through a pop-up that's on your website that normally offers an incentive like a 10% off, something like that. If you got your subscribers through sweepstakes and contests and things like that, then this is completely different, because we've seen those subscribers do not respond as well to email marketing as high intent subscribers who will in full gave you their email because they wanted to get a discount to buy. These freebie seekers are just that. They don't have much buying intention. Same happens with that spin the wheel pop-up that was more popular some years ago. Those guys just sign up, sometimes even use 2-3 emails to try and get a bigger discount. But again, they're not much committed to buying. Their buying intention is not as high. So an email is not the biggest list win. It's the most engaged list wins. The list with the better subscriber wins. Especially now in 2025 and beyond, where email platforms like Gmail, Yahoo are getting more strict, and they want to see you are only sending emails to high engaged people. If a brand that did sweepstakes and those type of things to acquire a list came to us, we will segment those subscribers and be very mindful and analyze their behavior the first week or two that we're managing the campaigns and see exactly how they behave. And we will even go ahead and create a segment to suppress these people from receiving emails if they have received anything from 20 to 25 emails but are yet to purchase. We will trim away the fat very quickly for this type of list or this type of segment. All right, back here, if you have a low average order value, but you still have the volume, 4 to 5 campaigns, with a mid average order value, you can start getting away with 7 emails a week. A daily email, which I'm personally a big fan of, with a high average order value, 6 to 7, and super high average order value, 7 and plus. Anyone now in this bracket is just printing money with email marketing, or at least they should be if their emails are good. And finally, for those with a list of over 1 million subscribers, things get interesting because every single bracket can afford to send over 7 emails a week. Now, this doesn't mean every single subscriber is receiving 7 emails a week. And also at this stage, I would recommend segmenting the email list and sending more targeted emails. So you can actually see if we segment a list with 1 million subscribers into 4 segments of 250, this recommendation applies, right? So we will have 2 segments of 250 and we will be playing with these numbers right here. So here we have it. Feel free to take a screenshot, but that's not all, because we have other factors that impact how many emails you should be sending. This is just the starting point. So the second criteria is your number of products. If you have more products, you can simply get away by sending emails because you naturally have more things to talk about and promote, and they're not going to be as repetitive to your subscribers, so they're more likely to stay engaged. Pretty straightforward. And the third principle, your team's creativity. So the game of email marketing is simply finding 100 different ways to say the same thing over and over and over again without being too repetitive. So if you have a very talented team, a very creative team that has a lot of free time to brainstorm ideas and creative ideas to promote your products through, you can get away by sending more emails. Because let's say here you have a list of 1 million subscribers, but you have only one product. If you promote the same product every single day and every day it's the same product with a design that sometimes changes but speaks about the features and the benefits, people are going to get eventually bored. But if you have a very creative team, they should be able to come with new ideas, new angles to promote this product through, so it doesn't become too repetitive. And even if you have 10 different products and you have a big email list, if all your emails sound the same, look the same, have that the copy is just selling, it's just discount and flash offers, it eventually gets boring as well. So it's about creativity. For example, I have my own newsletter that I send to thousands of founders, CEOs, CMOs, marketers, and every day I have to come up with a new idea. I've been sending a daily email for nearly 2 years that's written all by myself, not AI, not a team member, not another copywriter, just by myself. And yet I have found ways to say the same thing over and over and over in 100 different ways. So again, this is not written in stone. And there's another benefit of sending more emails that is often overlooked. So let me give you an example for one of our clients. I was going through their Klaviyo data. So this is the Klaviyo dashboard for last October. Email revenue represented 47% of total sales, and campaigns specifically represented $77,000. Here's the important part. We were sending 3 campaigns a week. All right. Now, fast forward to the last 30 days as of recording this video. They scaled the brand like wildfire. Email attributed sales as a percentage went down, which is normal when you scale really fast. And campaign sales are $162,000 in the last 30 days. Here's the fun thing. We are sending now 4 to 6 campaigns per week. So I was going through the data because I wanted to ask my client whether they want to downgrade to the plan that we had in October. This plan, it's called the Foundation. But then through Black Friday, Cyber Monday, they went with our second plan, which I call Take No Prisoners. Because in this plan, we do literally anything required to drive email sales up. So sending 4 to 6 emails per week, even 7 and higher depending on the list size. We had already improved all their flows that were set up by a previous agency, but now we are optimizing them every single month, specifically the most important flows like the welcome flow, the checkout abandonment flows. We set up tests to find new winners because email flow is the place to have the best emails possible. And it's wild to me that agencies get paid to set up these flows, and they, for example, just set up one welcome email that is the most profitable email of them all, and there's just one email set up, no A/B test, no variations, no nothing, as if they were assuming that is the best possible email there could ever be. But instead I see flows are like the Super Bowl. Only the best emails that have proven to convert at a high rate should win their place inside. It's not just a place to have some emails, but a place to have the best proven winners. So this is optimizing list growth, SMS, deliverability, and even postcard marketing, which for some clients we've achieved ROAS of 300 and beyond when done right. But the most likely scenario is anything between 20 and 30. And then to be able to do this, the Take No Prisoners plan and send 7 emails per week, our team has to spend extra hours per week living inside the markets we're selling to. So my team literally lives and breathes and thinks like one of the people that we're trying to sell to, which just makes sense if we're trying to get above average results. Anyway, so they were in this Take No Prisoners plan through Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And then because they got so good results, they stayed in January and February as well. So I was going to check with him whether he wanted to continue on this plan for March. And so I went to calculate the revenue each email was generating. So 77,000 at 3 emails a week. It's 4 weeks, but there are some extra emails in here because it's 31 days. The other option is $162,000. 4 to 6 emails per week turned out to be 23 emails. So I instinctively thought that this was going to have a higher revenue per email than the other option. But I did the math and this turned out to be $5,900 per email generated, and this $7,000 generated per email. So I honestly didn't expect this. Not only did we send more emails, but each email generated higher revenue, which again, I was expecting the opposite. So here's what this matters for you. If you increase email volume the right way, you simply get more at-bats, you get more reps. So in this case, you get almost twice more data, more insights to analyze and see what worked, what didn't, and then iterate faster to do more of what worked and less of what didn't. So first, more reps. You simply get better at doing the thing. But the second thing that we did, because they upgraded to the Take No Prisoners plan, is we increased the review cycle from monthly to bi-weekly. So now every 2 weeks, rather than monthly, the team was sitting all together and troubleshooting, analyzing, coming up with new ideas to iterate and test. So putting all of this together, twice the campaigns, twice the volumes, and twice the reviews, we are literally quadruplicating the insights that we get back. It's like as if we are Sherlock Holmes and we're seeing 4 times more clues. We can simply troubleshoot the case faster. We can find the killer, or in this case, killer campaigns, see what works. So this is something I encourage every internal team, every agency to do if they want to basically force their email revenue up. Now, some of you might still be wondering, but won't sending more emails annoy my list? Won't I receive more hate mail? They're gonna complain, they're gonna unsubscribe, it's gonna be the end of the world for me. So here's the thing, what we've observed from doing email marketing for 5 years for high 7 to 9-figure e-commerce brand, this is what happens. Yes, there's a number of people who are definitely going to complain. They're going to reply, you're sending too many emails, right? These type of guys unequivocally are the type of people who doesn't buy, and they are just there to complain. These guys are typically the complainers, the type of people who buy from you and then find everything wrong with your product and the shipping, and they send 1,000 emails to your support team and they complain about every single thing. You don't want these people in your list anyway. And then the second thing is that what annoys people is not receiving too many emails, it's receiving too many boring emails, too many irrelevant emails, too many AI generated emails. But instead, if the emails are valuable, entertaining, relevant, they won't complain. They will want to receive more of these emails. And so we can get away by sending as many as we can. Let me show you some examples. I have a dedicated video on how to write emails that sell and that convert at the top 1% of conversion rates according to Klaviyo. So there's going to be a link in the description for that. But in the meantime, here are 3 emails. And I think the colors look a bit off now, but bear with me. This is an actual email we sent for a client. This is a sauna brand. And instead of sending the typical emails, I'll talk about here are the top 3 sauna benefits, right? Which we do send occasionally. We have to be creative. We have to be entertaining. No one was ever bored into buying a product. So the angle for this email is relax like Egyptian royalty. And then it talks about Egyptian wellness rituals. And overall, it's a very compelling email to look at, which on its own is kind of entertaining. But it's very far from the typical email someone will expect and then they are used to, and that get boring really fast. For another brand, even more crazy, we sent an email about the Three Stooges. Why? Because this audience can relate to these guys. It's an older demographic. And we simply narrate, I believe, 1 episode, and then by the end, we link it to our site. And the reason why I'm including this email is because it was a high converting email for this brand. It's not just a email we created for them, it's one of the best performers. Because it's entertaining, it's engaging, and we can get away with sending these emails with a higher frequency compared to the typical buy this, flash sale, flash discount type of emails. Another email, this is again for this sauna brand. We piqued their curiosity talking about Neil Armstrong and the space race. And only then we mention sauna benefits, but it doesn't feel like a pitch, and that is critical. So in the description of this video, there's going to be a link to this video that I mentioned, how to create emails that sells, the 23 principles. So back to the question, what is the optimal sending frequency for me? You have this table, but more importantly than this table is you can send as many emails as you can get away with, because too many emails is not the problem, but too many boring emails is. I'm Matthias Matt Pirelli, founder and principal of Email Engineers, and I recommend you watch this video next if you want to completely dominate your competition with better emails. More email revenue, and most importantly, more email profit, which you can reinvest back into the business. For those new to the channel, I'm Matthias Matt Pirelli, founder and principal at Email Engineers, where we help high 7 to 9 figure e-commerce brands scale their email sales with Klaviyo.